All right, here we go. Three, two, one, live. Hey friends, Ernie here, Crypto Ernie with an analysis. Even more than an analysis, we actually have a signal from PatternCast about this big, huge symmetrical triangle that Bitcoin is currently in. Now, I know a lot of people have been talking about it. The vast majority of so-called crypto trading or analysis experts are calling for it to break up. I don't really recall anybody saying it will break down. There are a few that might say that are hedging their bets up, down, up, down. And for the most part, that's a reasonable way to look at it because it's almost a coin flip. If you were to look at it from a generic point of view, symmetrical triangles generally break up about 60% of the time and break down about 40% of the time. With the break ups, not nearly as often reaching their potential as the breakdowns. So even though they break up more often, they don't go as high on average. When they break down, they tend to go a lot lower. So that's something interesting. But we're not talking about all the odds there. I did that in the past video. What we're talking about is PatternCast. PatternCast will look at the statistical variety, the variations of what's happening over the past week or so. And what PatternCast is telling us right now is the pattern that's setting up currently has occurred in the past a few times. It's a kind of a rare pattern, but it has occurred a few times in the past, and every single time it has broke down. Every time. So that's pretty significant. And then the breakdown has been, or the mean amount of that breakdown is very large, about 1,000 points. So that's something to take note of. And, you know, quite frankly, we're at near the bottom part of that symmetrical triangle. It's not much of a stretch to see that it may actually break down from there. And we can see this right here, right there. Everything's backwards. There we go. I have the camera set up so it makes it look like I'm looking at the chart. I am actually looking at the chart, but the camera is set up that way too. So we can see that we've been in this kind of really tight range here, consolidating. And volatility has come down to nothing. Our volume has also decreased. This is, although this isn't a perfect indicator, it is about as perfect a confirmation indicator as you can get for the formation of a symmetrical triangle where volume is decreasing. And of course, a symmetrical triangle is different from other types of consolidation patterns like a pennant or a flag. Also, a symmetrical triangle isn't necessarily a continuation pattern like a pennant or a flag is. A pennant or a flag tend to continue the move with about a 65 to 68% percentile percent of it actually occurring, of it realizing that continuation. Maybe a little bit more. Enough so that the statistical variance is enough to say that, hey, you got an edge there by following a continuation pattern. A symmetrical pattern is a little bit different, particularly one that is set up over a couple of months, like this one has. And so that's different. And so there's a closer variant between up and down, although it does favor up a little bit. In this particular case, PatternCast is coming out with a very, very strong signal. Let's see if I can, I think I put it on an Instagram, but in any event, our entry is anywhere here, anywhere here or above. Our entry was actually at about 10,138. I'm going to be announcing these signals from our PatternCast until I get off vacation, and that's when this sale ends for our PatternCast service. It's an incredible sale. It's an introductory sale. We call it the Founders Sale for the PatternCast for Bitcoin. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that we have PatternCast for traditional markets for Forex, futures, and stocks. And that's available for a monthly subscription. This, for the introductory offer, we've reduced the price dramatically. So you can get a year's subscription for really an incredible price. But that's going to end when I go back home. We'll be leaving the vineyard. We're on Martha's Vineyard right now. We'll be leaving the vineyard in a little bit. So at the end of the month, all done for this sale. So take advantage of it. The price is definitely going to be going up. And also, though, let me tell you something. We're not going to be just limiting this service to just Bitcoin. We are working on adding 3 more highly traded cryptos, probably the biggest 3, and they'll be added in there as well. So you'll have many more signals to choose from rather than just the Bitcoin signal. Bitcoin's the big daddy. So there you go. Right now we have a signal that's saying that given this current pattern, the odds are that it's going to break down. And of course, if it does break down much below and breaks out of this triangle, there's a good chance that it will keep on slipping down. But our target is about 9,100. All right, so about 1,000 point drop. I had also put out a previous video that I said that Bitcoin is on a slippery slide, and that was something I did about a week ago. But I saw that same kind of thing from a volume profile perspective, and you can see that here, this big volume well that's produced in the volume profile. So we're right on the edge of this node. It's a relatively weak node, but it's a node nonetheless. But underneath there are other larger nodes that may be attracting price. And if we brought in even more data, you would see that there's another big node that's setting up down here around 6,000 that's even bigger. So that's a big attractor to price. So all of this then makes sense when you take the PatternCast signal into consideration. Of course, the PatternCast signal is built strictly on statistical occurrences in the past. It recognizes patterns that we can't necessarily see. It sees because it's a pattern recognition machine. It works in the cloud, looking at literally hundreds of thousands of variants of patterns and things that it sees and can match throughout the life of Bitcoin's history. And oh, by the way, on the new signals, the new altcoins that we will be bringing into the service, they will also have the same kind of data feed treatment that we give Bitcoin, where we aggregate and normalize the feed from several exchanges to give us one analytical feed that we use. That way we have the best possible information, so PatternCast can see these patterns as they truly are. And also that also means that our signals should work across many different exchanges without really any problem at all. All right, there you go. Looks like we're going to break down out of this symmetrical triangle, at least according to PatternCast. And the odds, the statistics, gotta go with the stats. That is your edge. People that are just guessing on this are just guessing. Now, that doesn't mean it's a guarantee that we're going to go down, but that would be the good trade. The good trade would be the trade that goes with the statistics, not with the hype. That is a good trade. So even if it goes in the other direction, it's still a good trade. If it doesn't work out, you close it and you go to the next one. That's how we play here at PatternCast. And it's worked out very well. So far, in the short history of our service, we started here around the 15th or so. Actually, we started, right around here. We are 5 out of 6 out of our trades. So this is our 7th trade. And we'll see how this one goes. If it goes well, that's really cool. If it doesn't, then we go on to the next trade. Simple as that. PatternCast is a great service if you are a newbie trader or a professional. It really offers something. Also, we have a trade room where we mentor people and also other experienced PatternCast traders are in there, providing their insights on how they've traded the PatternCast signals in the past. All right, that's all I've got. Well, let's see. Let's go and see what kind of comments that we have. So Chris Corey is pointing out that there is a smaller symmetrical triangle forming since August 15th, and that's true. Again, we don't know if that should break up or break down, but this is definitely, in the context of, from a daily chart, this bigger triangle is definitely a significant pattern. And you are also right that Bukowski's site, it's also called the PatternSite.com, is a great place to go and look at the stats for these types of chart patterns. The recent pump on the hourly chart looks strange. Well, you're going to get a lot of noise like that in Bitcoin and in most of the alts. As a matter of fact, right when we triggered, a little bit after that, we were talking about taking this trade. Price jumped up to about 290, I think, where our entry was at 138, 10,138, 10,290. It jumped up, but now it has since retracted. And that's, you got to expect that kind of noise. So you got to give all your trades a very wide berth. Michael says, hi, Ernie. Seems like it will be a great opportunity to accumulate when Bitcoin goes down. Maybe. I guess that depends on how low it actually goes. Sports ball cast when? All right, what Veely is asking is, see, PatternCast is a generic technology. It's not meant strictly for markets. It can be used on anything, sports casting, weather, you name it. But I don't know. That might be sometime in the future. Let's concentrate on PatternCast here first, and let's make some money there. All right, now we are done. I want to thank everybody. Please, if you like this video, if you like this kind of information, if you like real statistical analysis, real pattern technology, pattern recognition technology, I guess the wisdom from people that have been in these markets for more than 40 years, then this is the place to come. Give it a thumbs up, go down and subscribe, and share this video with your buddies. I really appreciate you coming by. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next video. I'm going to put out another video later on today, I believe, and it's going to be more of an instructional video, or kind of an analytical instructional video. But thank you very much. Hope you all have a great day, and good luck.